get you, Doc. So anyway, but yeah, that's keeping up with the Bidens, y'all, and we'll see how this. I know this year ain't gonna end right, but
garbage and sanitation workers. No, they want to live in big houses that they see on videos.
You know, my thing is, I thought it was funny because it was the caller that did it, but at the end of the day, it's, hey, when you're a public figure.
That the whole thing makes me sick to my stomach.
You know what I'm saying? 99.9% of the time, I love living in this, country that we're free and we have this freedom of speech. But every now and then,
yeah,
when she
man,
did
listen.
The Trump,
brother, if she could turn back the hands of time, Doc, ain't no Dave Chappelle, I'll tell you that.
And so you need to be put out and put on notice. The hell no.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning, y'all. Happy Monday.
Oh, my word. Word up. Good morning, everybody. I am your host, Mr. Haynes, and this is TFG Tonight. Y'all, I ain't seen y'all in 7 days. I'm excited, but I also have a pretty heavy heart this week. It's a lot going on. And so, I'm already a minute in, and that means I only got like 32 minutes left. So let's bring the family in, y'all, and everybody's here looking fantastic. You got Ken, Double D, and LB himself.
Look at you. All right. We just talked about that backstage.
I love y'all. Listen, man, I'm telling y'all, man. Oh, y'all listen, just wait till Christmas time comes. Y'all getting everything from me. All my wish list. Hey, Tam. Good to see you, man.
What's up, Tam? How you doing?
Yes. Y'all listen. That young lady got a Tam's Talk podcast. Well, I ain't no podcast, but yeah, so y'all go check out. Now she normally come in with some stickers, but I ain't gonna ask. I'm just putting it out there. She normally do. But anyway, good morning, y'all. Good to see y'all. Man, all you beautiful people, everybody doing all right?
Doing all right, brother.
Yes, sir.
That's it. So listen, I'm just asking quickly before we get started. What's the gas price in your city? Is it up there?
It was
Black, you don't go nowhere.
I think it was like $3.89 is what I saw over here
that's
near Fort Worth. Yeah,
$3.79 here.
Yeah.
I paid about $4 something for my premium. I thought it cost me $70 to fill up my baby tank.
Wow.
Well, y'all, it's almost 7 in California. Now, I want people to stop acting a fool because now I remember when Bush 2 was in office, gas was up $5 or something since.
Yeah, it got up to $5. Yeah, I remember that.
Bro, I'm telling y'all, listen, now we got to stop with the foolishness. Now, y'all don't be acting like Joe just the first one to do. Man, that I remember $5 something. I was like, man, what's going on, man?
Every year they have this peak.
Yeah. Okay, Tam, we miss you too. Good to see you.
Miss you too, Miss Lady. All right.
All right. Listen, I'm ready to get started. Black, you drinking?
No liquor tonight.
What? Okay, I'll drink for you. I got some. I mean, I don't got no liquor, but I'm gonna drink. I don't want nobody to understand. All right, let's keep up with Ukraine. Yes, sir. Let's keep up with Ukraine. Listen, hold on. Kennard Vernon Stewart. Good morning, brother. Good to see you, man. That's my boy right there. And I know he knows
what's good, Kennard. What up, family?
Oh yeah, man. Your people. Yes, sir. Thank you, man. Okay. Look at I knew it, honey. Listen, that's the change at the bottom of her purse because I know better than that. But we keep all right, so listen, y'all. It's been almost 2 weeks, and Putin, he's acting a fool, man. That's a lot of people that's dying. Yes, sir, man. Good to see you, my brother. Y'all, they try to do a ceasefire. Ridiculous. I don't know who dances with the devil in the pale moonlight. Come on here, Batman. Right? Yeah, man. It's been a while, bro. Good to see you. But you don't play that game. Y'all, I mean, listen, you either naive or you're a bigger fool than I thought you was to think that Putin was going to agree. I mean, you just you turned the light on and let the roaches scatter. What you doing? Why would you put a ceasefire to that a fool? I mean, I just don't get it, man. So, Zelensky, he's been trying to be strong, y'all, but he's getting frustrated, and I get it. But I want, and I hate to be like this. I'm not an opportunist, and I mean it. But I have to tell the truth, right? Again, like I said, my heart is heavy. This is what we're talking about as a black people in our own country when people stand by and watch somebody die. Yeah. You have the means, but the motive is not there. The agenda is we got to protect our money because nobody wants to fight. Man, they even having an argument about shutting down the oil pipeline from Russia. Why? Because it's gonna mess with the money. So I have a great deal of sympathy for those people because I wish I could just call them and say, hey man, we've been here for over 400 years. It's not gonna do nothing. And not. And so I'm sorry. I apologize, but yeah, they'll send you all they can. But when Putin says enough, you do it again. I'm gonna hit that red button. You ain't getting nothing else, Chief. So he's trying to lock it up, man. But they fighting strong, man. They are. I just hate to see it, man. Have y'all seen anything new that y'all want to share? Or we gonna just keep it pushing? I know, yeah. It
ain't really nothing. I mean, at this point, you know, the sanctions is what they've put in place. You know, I guess the NATO think that they can hit him in his back pocket, free some assets or whatever. But Putin ain't gonna. He ain't playing like that. That doesn't matter to him. So, you know, we just got to pray for them people, man. They say we'll see what happens in the next 30 days. Some gonna have to give.
Reps, good to see you, man.
What's going on, Reps? How you doing? Good.
Yeah, y'all. So again, like I said, I just got to tell the truth, and so they're gonna deal with things the way we've seen it been done, time in and time out. So, all right, that's the news, y'all. We're gonna keep up with it, man. It's not gonna end no time soon. I just want y'all to know that, man.
Oh no,
but he's destroying that whole country, and I don't know who's gonna want to live there when he get done with it. I don't have a clue. All right, man. What we got? Texas and the trannies. Texas and the trannies, y'all. This is some amazing stuff. Y'all think we in a real live movie. Y'all listen. In Texas, there are parents that want to medically assist their children with transitioning. Now, Devin, I know you're not in this field, but you are in the medical field. Am I getting this right? A little bit that they're wanting to help them, assist them in their transition from whatever gender they are to the gender they want to be in. Is that what I'm getting?
They're wanting to try to make their hormones as adjacent to the gender they choose.
Right. And Paxton and Abbott said we ain't having it. Yeah. And it's causing problems, man. I mean, Kenny, what are we doing? Hey, man, good to see you.
Hey, what's up, Brittany?
What up, Brittany?
I mean, what in the world are we doing trying to pass a law? And what in the world are parents? I don't know I don't even know where to start with this.
Well, from my information, Abbott is wanting to make it a law as child abuse if a parent of a transgender person, if they assist them with any type of medical, whatever it may be. So he wants that to fall under child abuse. So then the DPS, Department of Health and Human Services, or DHS, can come in and investigate and possibly charge those parents with a child abuse crime and take those children. So that's basically the gist of it.
Right.
From what I saw, that they did. I don't know if it was the Texas Supreme Court. Someone blocked that on Wednesday. But yep. I think it's still. I think it was reversed. So I mean, it's Abbott just playing to election, and obviously we in Texas, so you know how they feel about
Yes, anything that don't make sense.
That's really the gist of it, man. So it's crazy right now.
And there are doctors that are saying there's nothing wrong with this. I mean, I won't go so far as say it's child abuse, but there is a level of manipulation here that listen. My 7-year-old thinks he can drive. Now, do I want to assist him by putting him behind the wheel of a car? I know I'm treading through the bushes with the sticker bugs in it, but I mean, Black.
Well, for me, yeah. Well, for me, it's indicative of just how far the train is going off the track, and it didn't start just now. You know, this has been a long time coming. We've been moving the needle, for so long until it's not shocking that we hear And for me, it is tantamount to child abuse. And I know that's not popular. I know it's not. But if we go back in our lifetime, all of us are of a certain age on this panel right here, and we go back 20 years ago and we think about the advent of talk shows, for example, and when we first started bringing into people's homes what's going on out there, and, they took, God out of schools, punishment out of homes, and we've got to a place now where we're living in this reality world of TikTok-isms, and I think about a famous couple like Dwayne Wade, and I'm not picking on him, but I am using him as a shining example where he was being applauded and lauded for being so understanding, because I'm going to let my child teach me. And so when you use that analogy about a 7-year-old, driving, we've lost our collective freaking minds, to get to a place where we're allowing children to determine what's going to happen to them. And we've completely taken parenting out of the picture. And it's been driven by an even bigger narrative, of the gay agenda. And before anybody jump on me, I have nothing against gay people, nothing whatsoever. But they've taken over and they're running the asylum so much so to the point that, they're getting bills and rights and things. You mentioned at the top of this show that about the Ukraine, and that we as a people have been going through something for 400 years, a fight that we haven't won, made very little progress. We act like the civil rights era was some 100 years ago. It's just 50 years ago when we still couldn't look white people in the eye. And yet the gay agenda is impacting everyday life on every level, so much so that children are now making a decision about who they want to be. We've lost our collective minds.
And as a heterosexual black man, I just want to say this, and not just to the LGBTQ community. I'm talking to church folk too. It is not disrespectful to disagree with you.
Right.
It is not disrespectful to disagree. It's disrespectful when you don't allow the other person to have their position, and then you tout it as hate. Mm-hmm. It's not disrespectful.
Right.
We can disagree, but I'm not disrespecting you because I don't agree with you. I mean, vice versa. I won't say you disrespectful because you don't agree with me. But again, we are where we are. And so, ma'am, what's your position?
Well, I wouldn't go as far as to say child abuse. However, I do think that some of those hormones that these children can take, some of them leave permanent impacts. And I'm not trying to downgrade it or compare it to anything light, but there was a time where my daughter would have gotten a Powerpuff Girl tattooed on her body because that's who she wanted to be as a child. Mm-hmm. And there are certain times they seen pictures of them as a child. And why do you let me wear my hair like that? Or why would you let me do such and such and such and such? And there are so many things in this life that we are not allowed to do until we are 18 or 21 or older. And I just think that's one of those things that can wait. I mean, I think if a parent, because whatever goes on in your household goes on in your household, correct? So if your daughter comes to you and said, I don't like wearing dresses, I want to wear clothes and dress like a boy and cut my hair like a boy, that's your business. You know what I'm saying? That's something you have to talk with your child, and they would have to deal with that scrutiny and things like that. But it's not anything permanent. I just feel like sometimes children don't know who they are at such a young age. You know what I'm saying? So I believe that should be something that they should be able to decide as an adult. So if you're 18 or 21 or whatever they decide the age is, and you decide I want to transition, because that's a bigger deal than being a transgender, because you can put your girl in boys' clothes and your boy in girls' clothes and they can live as the opposite sex, but actually transitioning and going through surgeries and things like that, that's a lot more permanent. And I think that should be made by that individual as a mature adult, so that they can live with that decision, that possibly permanent decision. Because if you give if I give any of you gentlemen hormones for about a year, y'all are really going to be double D. You see what I'm saying? And if you stop taking those hormones at a later date, they're probably not going to go away. It's going to be there. Then you'd have to have surgery to have it undone, when maybe your child was just homosexual And maybe they didn't necessarily want to be because there are a lot of people who are gay that don't necessarily that aren't
to transition.
Right.
you know what I'm saying, in their own bodies and their own physical self. So I just don't think it's okay. You know,
Yeah.
I think they should be able to make that decision by themselves at a certain age. If they can't get a tattoo until they're 18, they shouldn't be able to get breasts at 7.
You know, I will say this, and I appreciate everybody's position. Again, I love this group of people because we'll respectfully allow everybody to have their position. And again, we have to let evolution take its course. Like our children evolve. If I would let my son my 7-year-old do everything he imagines in his brain, he would not be here today.
Right.
He would think he's Batman, Superman,
Right.
Spider-Man, and he'll be doing all the things he see on the movies. And if I don't tell him, get down, son, I wouldn't have a child. And even better yet, my 15-year-old, if I let him do some of the things he think he can do, we gotta let him evolve, y'all. I mean, I know now what I didn't know when I was younger, and what my granddaddy tried to tell me, and now I know what he was. My granddaddy wasn't a lot of things, but what he was, he held me accountable, and he made me responsible, and I'll give him credit for that. No matter how horrible he did it, he tried to do it. It was horrible how we got to this place, but I got it. Right? And I appreciate him now, but I hated him then. I didn't hate him. I just didn't like the way he did it. But
that's just it. We don't even parent anymore.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Well, the legal system is making it where they parent it. You know, they want to pass these laws where the legal system wants to be the parent of your house, so to speak.
Yeah. And I'll just say this, and we can move on. Some of you guys are living vicariously through your children, even with these pills. You do it.
Very good point. Very good point.
All right. You scared, but you do it because you don't want your mama to get on you. But what's up, bro? Good to see you, man. Community college cults. Y'all listen. I can't make these stories up, y'all. And I really can't. I cannot make these stories up, and I'm not getting them from the metaverse. I promise y'all. So here it is, man. This is a guy. His name is Lawrence. I believe his name was Lawrence. I don't remember his first name. But dude, my man come from jail. Got out of jail. Went to a college. Oh man, where is it? California? Somewhere.
I thought it was on the East Coast somewhere. I want to say.
Yeah, it was somewhere. Yeah. But wherever it was, he went there, and y'all, he set up shop in one of the dorms. And my man, for multiple years, got into a situation where he was counseling these women. And for some reason, he would end up getting information from them, and then he would use this information to extort money, sex, and all other things. And this went on for years in a college dorm. How in the world y'all let this? How does a man come out of jail, and I know your daughter knew you was in jail, and y'all don't say nothing? Are we that easily manipulated, y'all?
Yes.
How?
Yes. People instinctively like to have their ears tickled. Number one.
And something else
too. And yeah, absolutely. And I'm old school, so you don't charge it to the player, you charge it to the game. You know what I'm saying?
You're right, Doc. Don't hate the player.
And so just because we're thinking about a college environment and an environment of higher learning, the perception that these are somehow we went from children talking about trans, so now we're talking about young adults, but the assumption is that they're more enlightened and more experienced. In many cases, no. In many cases, college environments, are grounds for do whatever, be exposed to whatever. It is conducive to that environment to be taken advantage of, and as a predator of women in my time, I took advantage of, you tell them what they want to hear, and so to find somebody coming out of jail, and we already know that the bad guy attracts people. But again, we live in a world now where if you tell people something enough, they believe it, and to set up shop and to be able to sing flowers in their ears and be able to manipulate and control them, that's the reality. It's happening every day. and it don't have to just be on college campuses. So he just chose Candyland to do it, to be honest.
Man, I mean, Devin, I mean, okay, it ain't, I mean, men are stupid too, and they get manipulated too, but for years, y'all, I mean, it's not like he had y'all chained up. Man, they had one of the reports said that he actually put a bag around one of them head and was choking them. Like, I don't understand, y'all.
You know how many bitches I choked willingly?
I know y'all can't see.
Here we go. Here we go.
I'm not even. I'm just.
I know you're not joking, and I'm just trying to tell the audience. Listen, for all y'all to say he going to hell, he already tell y'all he going to hell. So it don't even matter no more.
Yeah, he got draws made out of ice. Y'all
What?
he's ready to go.
I mean, Devin, I mean, talk to us from a perspective that we don't. I mean, what is this? Like, I get Black what he's saying.
Dumb. And no disrespect to any women on here, but I have female friends of all ages, from really, really young to where we have not a lot in common to much older than me, who I talk to quite frequently. There's a reason why I'm so comfortable on this panel with you gentlemen. I have women who I'm actually a very feminine woman. I dig deep in my femininity, but for some reason, when I talk to women, they tell me I'm masculine. They tell me I act like a man. They tell me I think like a man, and that's bullshit. I just ain't stupid, right? Like, can't nobody tell me I'm dumb. Can't nobody pee on my leg and tell me it's raining. I don't care who you are. I don't care if you're my mama, my daddy, or the Pope, or we won't say the president because he got Alzheimer's. But anybody, can't nobody fool me. So women have a way of just being like wanted. You know what I'm saying? And all you got to do is give them a little attention, and then they feel better. Like, you know, of women who've been in abusive, like horribly physically abusive relationships for many, 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 many years, where he slap her around 2-3 times, buy some flowers, and they good, and promise he ain't gonna do, because he say he ain't gonna do it again. And then I go to her, tell her she dumb, now she can't be my friend no more. That's just how it is. And I try to talk to my daughters all the time, and I tell them I have a different set of rules, but people get in their ear and they tell them other things than what their mama tell them. I tell them, you should always have the ability to say, kiss my ass at any time. You should always have FU ability in every walk of life. I tell them all this stuff. They tell them their mama's masculine. I tell them to kiss my ass. It goes back in circles.
So apparently, the man's name is Lawrence Ray, right? And you know, not Billy Ray, but Lawrence Ray. I mean, that's already just out sideways. And he was actually living in a dorm. The name of the college is Sarah Lawrence College.
Oh,
isn't that an all-female college?
That's an all-female college, isn't it?
Yeah.
Sarah Lawrence. Sarah Lawrence, I guess.
I believe it is.
Yeah.
And bro, he was doing this for 10 years, y'all.
And nobody noticed him there.
No, they did, but he said that he was passing off manipulation tactics as therapy for the girls, telling him about all his wild life stories, and he's being tried for 17 counts of sex trafficking, extortion, racketeering conspiracy, and violent crime in aid of racketeering. I mean, I about had about these colleges, man. My kids getting ready to go, and I'm telling you.
So he's the white R. Kelly, pretty much. Is that what we're saying?
Pretty
wow.
much.
Yes.
And like I tell my kids, most people are bad. There are good people in this world, but most people are bad and don't have your best interest at heart. They have their own.
So, okay, so it can't be. So it said men and women were emotionally extorted. So I guess it's not just a women's college. I don't know. Maybe he extorted the janitor. Who knows? I don't know. Who knows? Y'all, and it was in New Jersey. So
I knew it was on the
New
East
Jersey.
Coast. I just couldn't remember.
Yeah. I mean, Kenny, you know what you got?
Hey,
bro?
I mean, you know, nothing under the sun surprises me. You know, the kicker to this is he was actually fooling around with his daughter's best friend as well the whole time. And his dad knew about it. His dad, I think they say, is like 91, and he supports his son 24/7. He don't believe his son was doing this, as well as another one of his family members. So, and that goes back to the sickness.
Right.
That goes back to the sickness of sexual abuse that happens in families, no matter what race. A lot of our family members don't believe Uncle Johnny been messing with that little girl. They don't believe it. And they blame the little girl. Oh, they know about it. They ain't gonna say nothing about it. And they still let Uncle Johnny come to the family reunion. So again, this is nothing surprising or shocking to me under the sun. I feel for them young ladies because now they damaged. They got to be fixed. So
yeah, I'm just gonna say this as a person who dealt with sexual abuse at a young age. My kids ain't got but once to tell me.
Right.
Once.
Same
here. Yeah. And I'm just saying, God rest your soul, because I've already been to hell and back with that. So just know it. Y'all thought Michael Cage was a bad man and burnt with that thing to do with his head on fire. I can't think of what he played the actor with the Marvel character with his head on fire, Blaze Runner, whatever.
Okay.
I'm just saying, I know.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm just saying that it just ain't in me. So I feel for these kids. I even feel more for their parents, man. I talk to your kids, man.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, even if you think they're grown, talk to them.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they ain't picking up the phone or something. Oh, I'm busy. This man got a bag around my throat. What?
Mm-hmm.
The next voice you gonna hear is doom 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 doom. That's it. Vin Rains, Pulp Fiction, all of it. You get it?
Yes, it's going down.
I'm telling you, man. Yeah, it's medieval. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. So listen, college ain't for everybody, but I mean, even for the ones that's there, it don't look like it was for them either. So we'll see. All right, man. What we got? Oh, sir. About that time. Let's get it, Kenny. And
What
the
up?
sports,
What up?
TFG.
What up?
Man,
It's time to get some sports done. What up?
That channel is getting on fire, brother.
Hey, man, I'm trying to get it lit over there. We're trying to make something happen over there. If you don't know, now you know. Let's get something done. How you doing, Miss Devin? How you doing?
I'm good.
Okay, we ain't talking about your Cowboys today. How you doing, Mr. Black? You good, brother?
Yes, sir.
You good? Okay. All right. We ain't talking about MJ today either. Brother Brenton, how you doing? You good? You good,
I ain't
brother?
got no team, so yeah, I'm good.
Okay. Well, you know what? I found this interesting article on Yahoo. The most hated person in the NFL. A survey was done by this website called betonline.ag, and it basically gathered data from Twitter, from any negative responses or any negative things talking about players on Twitter in the month of December. And it came up with 20 of the most hated NFL players. But I'm just going to read you the top 10. But first of all, I want to ask you guys, Devin, who you think is the most hated NFL person? No answer. Devin, you don't know. Okay. All right. But Black, who you think is the most hated NFL person? The number
NFL.
one. Yeah, the most hated.
I didn't read the article, so Jerry Jones.
He's not in the top 10, but he's on the list.
Too many white people.
All right, Brent, who you think is the most hated?
So I'm gonna say two people.
Okay.
I'm gonna say Cap, because white folks just won't let people rest.
He's not on the list.
Interesting.
Ooh.
That's interesting. And I'm gonna just say the far left, they hating
no
$100 million man, Aaron Rodgers.
He's
Tom Brady. I can't
Aaron Rodgers.
He's number one. Aaron
as
Rodgers.
long as the name's Tom Brady.
Aaron Rodgers was the most hated NFL person in the month of December because of more negative tweets were about him. Obviously, with him lying about his vaccination, all this other stuff. So he was number one. Number two, I'm surprised that nobody said him, Antonio Brown. He was the second most hated NFL person in the month of December. Number three was Bill Belichick. Number four was Odell Beckham Jr. Number five was Deshaun Watson. Number six, y'all probably won't know this. This is Jackson Mahomes. This is the younger brother of Patrick Mahomes, but he's always on social media doing something stupid. So he's
in
number
NFL.
six. No, but it's an NFL person
Yeah,
or
related.
family.
or a family
Oh,
member.
okay.
Person
I
or
was gonna
family
say
member.
that's crazy.
Number 7 is Tyreek Hill, Kansas City Chiefs.
Wow.
Number 8, I thought he would have been higher. Is Roger Goodell. Number
True.
9 is Baker Mayfield, and number 10 is Dan Snyder. And
Yikes.
for the Cowboys out there, your owner Jerry Jones came in at number 12. So that was a poll taken by BET.org.ag on the most hated people in the NFL because of whatever the tweets and negative tweets. And I already knew Aaron Rodgers was going to be number 1, so that didn't surprise me. So, but anyway, I thought that was an interesting article. People love to hate. I don't know why do we have to hate people? Just say you dislike people. You ain't got to hate them. Just say I dislike them. You know,
It's easy. It rolls off the tongue better.
Yeah. So that's been my little sports segment for today. Tossing it back to you, brother Brent.
Thank you, sir. And I didn't hate the segment either. Thank you.
I'm glad you did.
Yeah.
Because I want to come back next week.
Yes, sir. Listen, you come back no matter what, man. I'll be a fool not to have that happen. So, okay, y'all, listen. Lorena Burbett. No, that's Bobbitt. Her name is Bobert.
Whoa, Lorena Bobbitt. What she done cut off? She done cut off.
Well, I can't think of the first name. Her name Bobert.
Oh, okay.
I mean, whatever her name is. She's a congresswoman, and she actually had something to say. Now, okay, her name is Lauren Bobert. Whatever it was, never would have guessed. I'd always say
Jerry Jones.
That's why I said.
Yeah. People shocked on that one.
So this congresswoman, now listen, I feel a couple ways about this situation. Number one, I feel some type of way about the bill, first of all. And then for her to kind of be like that didn't really surprise me, but ignorance is bliss. So apparently there's a Crown bill, right? And it has to do with how people view women who have, for lack of a better term, you got nappy hair, right? And so that's a part of discrimination towards you getting some type of employment. And so Congress wants to pass a bill. I actually remember the young lady who submitted that bill. She's a young Black woman. She's very young. But they want to pass a bill to no longer have discrimination for a woman's hair. And of course, Lauren Boebert, always looking for some clickbait. She says that, I quote her, she says, the GOP congresswoman said that it wasn't about the bad hair bill. That's what she called it, the bad hair bill. She said no on the bad hair bill. And they tried to spin it like, well, she meant it with a comma. Well, who speaks with a comma?
But it's not called the bad hair bill. It's called the Crown bill, isn't it?
That's right, what it's called. That's right. And so she was trying to make it short for the bad hair bill, just throwing some shade as normal people do. But I just don't understand the nuances about this. Shante, the Crown Act is about people being able to wear their hair the way
it grows out of
the head, yeah, and not be deemed unprofessional. That's right. And again, okay, Devin, I'll let you start.
I don't know. I think natural hair is trendy, but I think that a bill being passed for it is just stupid. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that lady was wrong for trying to take a dig like that, and she can go to hell. But what I'm saying, but to pass a bill, it's just stupid, right? Because people discriminate against you for whatever they want to. Like if somebody didn't hire a young woman because they didn't like her hair, they're not going to put that on the reason that they passed on the applicant. They're going to lie and say it's because they found someone else more qualified. I mean, they passed a discrimination act where we could not be hired because we were Black. But I know as many of us that have been in positions where we've been overlooked because we were Black or not hired because we were Black. And we know it deep down, we just can't prove it. Right. So I think to even pass I think that when they pass stuff like this, it's because they're trying to gain momentum from a certain, you know what I'm saying?
Group.
But I don't think it means anything. Like it means nothing.
Okay, I'm glad I let you go first. Now I have my thoughts together so I can say something properly. Thank you so much. This is what I want to say about this. Racism in itself does not have teeth, right? And when I mean teeth, it does not have the bite to hurt. The only reason racism has teeth and has had teeth in the past is because the justice system okayed it. That's it. If a white person was racist in 40, 60 years ago, they could have went to jail, but because they didn't go to jail, because the justice system said it was all right. That's the only reason racism has teeth right now, is because the justice system gave it to them. If they did not have the justice system backing them up to say, oh, there's nothing to see there, well, then racism wouldn't matter. I don't care what a person say to me. Again, it doesn't matter to me. But the authorities is what gave it the teeth for me. Now, again, with this bill, y'all got to understand who y'all fooling with. Y'all fooling with the government. There's never been a bill passed that didn't have a loophole. Never. So even you passing the bill, there'll always be an opportunity for there to be a loophole. So it's oversensitizing things, as we've said before. And again, is it maybe just for the optics of it? Maybe. I don't know. Black, what you think, man?
So last week on my segment, I talked about a black girl who made a big thing about not having the right color stockings in the sport of ice hockey, and oh my God, how it ruined her life and everything. And I talked about how we got way bigger problems. This just makes me angry, just to be honest with you. Congress people, senators passing laws, we got way bigger problems than some nappy-headed bitches and how they wear their hair. Now, to be perfectly honest with you, I'm a black man. I don't want to see no rough, nappy-ass hair in no professional setting, personally. You know, it's not professional looking for me, and I know it ain't popular, but that's just my personal opinion. So that old rough ass look, like your head look like a pig's ass, you know, and this is on men and women. This new style that they got where they just roll out of bed looking all molly. I wouldn't hire your monkey ass. And so I don't think you should wear your hair that way personally. So that's just my personal opinion. And then to be passing laws and wasting good time and effort and money on this stuff, sit down.
Kenny?
just makes me mad.
Hendrick, please.
To follow behind my brother Black, who so eloquently stated his case, as he always does. I really don't know what else to say after that.
Okay.
But I will say this. This is an empty bill. It's full of empty nothing. It's a waste of paper. It's a waste of votes. But that the Boebert, she do need to go straight to hell, like my two panelist says, because we all know what she meant when she said it. It wasn't no slip of the tongue. It was it was in her heart anyway. But again, I think the bill is a waste of time because how can you prove that someone doesn't hire you because of your hair? I mean, that's one of those hard things to prove. So I don't know. It's a waste of time, in my opinion.
And I'll say this, and just to wrap this thing up. I believe the woman who submitted it means well. I do. I believe she has a good heart behind it. But you have to understand what you're getting yourself into, young lady. Here's a case in point. Just 2 years ago, they took 27 days to push through Donald Trump's Supreme Court nomination.
Oh, yeah, they pushed that thing.
The GOP. And those same people turn around and say now that Biden wants to put this young lady in the court.
Right.
Now they say, hey, we're going too fast.
That's
the same people.
That's what they always do.
Right, but they don't care. And so what you're literally talking on deaf ears. And so that's why it's empty. Because it doesn't matter. These people gonna play the game the way they want to play it when they want to play it. And if you think you're gonna score a point, they're gonna just erase the goal line and move it.
Yep.
And they're gonna say that ain't no touchdown because the line is back 10 feet further. She said, I appreciate any strides to normalize Black as a whole. We've had restrictions on hair in workplace, school, sports, and the Olympics. While it isn't a huge stride, I like it. Well said, ma'am, and we'll end it like that. We like it. You like it. Black don't like it. Oh my goodness, this is my second favorite segment of the day. Listen, digging in your business with Devin. Honey, let them know where you at today.
Hey, y'all.
What's good?
Hey.
As y'all know, I was sitting at the house minding my own business and somehow ended up in Tristan Thompson's.
Uh-oh.
According to E-News, Tristan Community Ping Thompson's crew apparently has shown an interest in her dad as a basketball fan. And I'm gonna be honest with y'all, I don't give a damn about none of that. Here's my thing. I saw some pictures of Tristan with his daughter, with one of those Kardashians. Well, the one formerly known as a Kardashian, because I don't know who the hell she is now. Because if you look at her pictures from a few years ago, she don't look nothing like she do now. But the one formerly known as Chloe, he got a baby with her, and then he has an ex that he also has a baby with, that he also photographs with. And I was like, okay. But I think back in December, January, Tristan Dirty D Thompson had a baby by a chick he met like on Snapchat. Like she didn't even have his phone number or whatever. He met her on Snapchat, made a baby by her. They had a DNA test. Apparently she couldn't have his phone number, but he was still up in it raw. That's why y'all. I don't know why women go anywhere near that. It's like an infestation in his drawers, but they keep sleeping. But anyhow, what I wanted to ask you fellas about is he told this woman that he'll pay for this baby. I don't think he's paying because he wants to. He pay like $40,000 a month for in child support. Just
wow.
He ain't in the league no more, is he?
Yeah, he is.
He's
He's with the Bulls. Yeah, he's with the Bulls.
$40,000 a month. I don't know how much condoms are, but I'm sure they are $1,000 a month. But what I wanted to ask y'all is, this man has told this woman that he'll financially support this kid, but he will not have anything to do with her. And he falls in line with a lot of men, as a lot of celebrities who have babies who we never see. A lot of the side babies. How do y'all feel about these celebrity men having these side babies, but having nothing to do with them, but still parading their kids like true all over the TV, and the side babies are being punished because their mama was a hoe?
Okay, Devin, can I ask a question real quick?
Sure.
Can you like in 20 words or less tell us what community ping is?
That is ping. That is for everybody. It's been around your community, everybody else's community. It's ping. That's for everyone. It's for it's not exclusive to
That's
anyone.
right.
Okay, I'm good. I ain't in that good. All right. Okay. I'm back to you. Okay. Yes. What was the question one more time?
What do y'all think about these side babies being like just dismissed and not taken care of and being ignored and not shown on Facebook and Instagram? And
okay. And again, go ahead, Kenny.
I think obviously it's a shame that because the child is the one that suffers big time. I think of Jalen Rose, perfect example. A lot of people don't know his dad has passed away now, but Jalen Rose's dad was the #1 draft pick in the 1969 draft. He played in the NBA. Jalen Rose did not meet his dad until he was at the University of Michigan. Jalen Rose was kind of particular what you're saying. He was kind of like the side baby. It's a shame that these cats do that, but they got the money to do that. So it's just easier for them to say out of sight, out of mind. Here, let me go and give you this money. I don't have nothing to do with it. But in the end, karma is a bee. I always say what goes around comes around. Eventually, some go, you can't do children like that. Innocent children that didn't ask to be here. So that's my thoughts.
Okay, I'm gonna go before Black because I know he gonna take us to the moon.
Yeah, I know where he gonna take us. He gonna take us to church.
Yeah,
I already know.
Right. Let me just get mine out because it's toting the line again. There are some communities like the foster care community that's a community of its own. Like it's a world you just never, if you ain't been in it, you're oblivious to it. The crack house, that's a world that's oblivious to a lot of people. Like if you just ain't in it, you don't understand it. Like these are worlds. That's a world that unless you know you got the stomach to get involved with that, like the people that's been doing it for like the glorified basketball wives and all the other kind of wives, they glorified this thing, and these people think that that's what this is they see on TV, and what y'all don't fail to realize is that is as the old movie Black like these movie references, the Cruel World. The Cruel World, that's a cruel world that you, if you don't have the stomach for it ain't Married at First Sight. It's well, I'll leave the cussing to y'all, but it's something else. It's just something else. So I just think it's people looking for that quick dollar or that quick other whatever. It's just glorifying foolishness. If you just tell me, oh man, she done gave us another thank y'all. Oh, you out of here. All right, good seeing you too, man. Thank you so much.
Tam.
She found a little more change in that purse. Thank you.
All right, Black. Need to hear this.
Well, it's not. I agree with Brother Kenny. Are you covering y'all?
Listen, you be spitting my eyes sometimes. You be saying them words. I'm like, I don't know.
It's sad in that kids have become accessories, and they're pawns. And I love what you said, Brother Brenton. They're pawns in a deadly game that's being played that has nothing to do with them. And they become accessories. And it's the new version of the athletes that used to go out and spend all this money on cars and stuff, where now, I like what you said, because they are, privy to that world where loose women who offering up their bodies, and I love what you said, Sister Devin, unprotected sex. Nobody's thinking about, venereal diseases, or when they're not even threatened by that anymore. And the idea that you can get pregnant and bring a child into this world, oh, that's okay. And then for the athletes that are doing it, the level of stupidity here is just unreal. That when you mentioned $40,000 a month, because that child support is based on your current income. So he's not playing because he might want to play. He has to play. He has to play because 5 years once he retires, and the stupidity of the Black athlete so many times that instead of buying the house outright, who's leasing it. So you see these great stories where they got a $10 million house, but they only put $2 million down. And then they got a monthly note, then they got multiple cars, and now you got multiple babies the same way you got multiple cars. And just do the simple math, $40,000 a month coming out of your bank account every month. And when your earning income goes from here to there now, and that money's still coming out, now you got to go in and petition to the courts to change that, where she can say, my child is accustomed to living like this. And we know it's not about the child. It's about, the game that she and he are playing out here. And it's a shame that a life is weighing in the balance of decisions from stupid people.
Yeah,
that's it, man. And one depreciates and the other one costs more. So,
yeah. I think
But this is nothing new under the sun. Let's be honest with you. This has been going on for even those the men that don't have money like that. They've been spreading and shooting up clubs and spreading their seeds, got side babies. We know about that, living across the street from their daddy and all that. So this ain't nothing new under the sun. It's just, it's done on social media now, in people's DMs and OnlyFans, and that's where you find them at now. So
you're right. Hey, what's up, Rose?
Rose.
What's up, Rose?
That a lot of times these children, they end up being damaged. And and this woman knew what she was doing. She saw dollar signs every time he came anywhere near her, and she didn't think about the consequences this could have on her child. And now she wants to blast him for not taking care of the baby when he already said it was never going to be that. And I just think it's irresponsible on all sides. But I'm still going to say the women, the dumb ones, the dumb award goes to the women who still allow this man to fall up in them, knowing that ping been all around the world and I am. But anyway, that was my perspective on Tristan, Dirty D Thompson.
Beautiful.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. She always finds herself falling in somebody else's business.
I definitely don't want David in my business. Good
man,
Lord.
my goodness.
You looking a fool up here.
Yikes. Rose, good to see you, ma'am. I appreciate you coming on. This, I saw her when I did the little real estate show, man.
Yeah,
Shout out to Lamar, man. Listen, y'all, I don't know what that boy over there doing. He's selling dope or something over there. I don't know what he's doing. He flipping money left and right on that thing. Like, okay, well, whatever. All right, Black Conundrum. Ma'am, can you put that picture up there for me so we can read it like a good old church congregation? I wish Black parents pushed financial literacy as much as they push religion. Ladies and gentlemen, that is a conundrum to me. And I'm going to tell you why. I'm actually involved. You can take it down now. Thank you, ma'am. I'm actually involved in both. And I've been in one longer than I have the other. And I'm well versed in both now. And I will say this. Even if you know more, you don't know enough about finances, but you really don't know as much as you think you do about religion either. And so I think they're both detrimental, because one is detrimental because if you don't know, and the other one is detrimental because you think you know. And you shouldn't be pushing either one of them unless you've done the work. Like they both have, and it's funny because they're both, in some people's eyes, they walk together. That's not true, but that's how people view it sometimes. I thought that was really interesting because Black people really do love their money and they do love their church. And I just wanted to, talk to y'all about that moment and just really figure this out. What you say, Rose? I am kind of late tonight. I'm so sorry about that. Yeah, no problem.
No problem.
Oh,
Rose.
I hope you,
it's
I
all
hope you
good.
feel better.
Hope you get to feeling better for sure.
Yeah. And she said, I'm not happy either.
Well,
you was not happy last time. Well, tell us what's going on. Maybe Devin get in your business.
I had to lift your spirits just a little.
Yeah. Kendrick, what do we think about that conundrum that Black people?
Well, first of all, it's definitely an accurate statement, and it's no lies told. I think in our community, we push holy Jesus. You go and let's try to do the best we can to make it into heaven, and then doggone it, living paycheck to paycheck. You got to stop it. You got to do better. And listen, I a lot of my parents, she did the best she could. A lot of our parents they didn't know. So somebody got to figure it out. We got to be the generation that cut it out. I mean, I'm not saying it's cool to push religion too, but I think you should be, again, you said it perfectly, Brenton. If you don't, you need to know about both of them. If you're not strong in both areas, I don't need you pushing either one of them to me personally. Right. So be qualified to push either one of those, in my opinion.
The seesaw has never been successful when the weight is not equal.
Yeah. So
if you got a fat kid trying to pop a person up on a seesaw that's 10 pounds, guess what? You ain't never coming down, Chief. You know what I'm saying? Because it just ain't gonna let you down. They're gonna use it on hollering and screaming. So it's unfortunate that I just wish they would just be quiet and accept the fact that you didn't learn it, but don't hold somebody down that's trying to teach somebody else that, hey, this is important. Just because you think some way about religion, that's ridiculous. All right, Black.
Well, I agree with brother Ken. It's a true statement, but it's not going anywhere. There's a saying, they say religion is the opiate of the people. And so as long as there's been religion, there's been misinterpretation of it, misquoting of it. We've done shows talking about that before. And we just finished talking about Tristan Thompson. So even when you grow up in affluence, in affluent society, there's no fiscal financial responsibility. They're not being taught anything. And you would think after all of these years, and where now a Black millionaire is not that uncommon, in many circles now, and they're still not learning any type of financial responsibility. Just because you have it, and, but true wealth is where your money works for you. But we're still making it rain in the shake joints. We're still, again, blowing it on cars that we can't afford, jewelry, you know. But what makes religion particularly distasteful is that for African American, it's tied around our necks like an albatross. I love what you said, because we're not being responsible there either, you know, because at its most fundamental roots, though, we believe in prosperity preaching, which sickens me to my soul, you know. And the most fundamental part of our religion is if you receive free, you're supposed to give free. But we like to see our ministers and preachers wealthy and the trappings of wealth. And don't even get me started on tithing and all of that foolishness, you know. Having said that, so my thing is, it's a true statement, because at its fundamental roots in Black families, I was born a Baptist, I'm gonna die a Baptist, you know. And so it's ingrained so deeply in who we are, and we turn to religion to solve all of our ills, you know, when in fact, you know, we definitely need to be more responsible when it comes to money. Because here's the last part I'll make on this: where they might not give us any kind of freedom on any other levels, if we pulled ourselves together and had some economic strength, the people that's holding us back, what really matters is money equals power.
Right.
You know, we have historical examples of that when we think about Black Wall Street, and that's why they hated and took it away from us. And even after all these years, we still haven't figured out that if we tied our funds together, if the Oprah Winfrey's and this one, if they was to pool together and build something together, that's where real power and strength come from. You don't have to like me, you know what I'm saying? But you can make them respect you if you kicked in some doors by pooling your funds together. And if we're teaching our kids from infancy about being financially responsible. So when little Bootsy with his ugly ass daughter is giving her all this money, with her look like she's been chewing on cans and shit, you know, instead of giving her money and you ain't even got no wealth, teach that ugly little heifer about how to spend that money on something valuable.
Ooh, you hear the Cadillac left, boy. That was great. I'm like, what? Oh my goodness, madam.
Well,
I mean,
I think for, like, I'm gonna say my parent, because I mean I knew both my parents, but I only had one parent. You can't really pour from an empty cup, so you can't really teach what you don't know. So my mom didn't know anything about financial literacy, but she knew what she was taught as far as religion. And so then somebody like myself, that I run to religion. And because I'm who I am, I start questioning stuff, because the same people who are telling me money is the root of all evil also are telling me I'm going to hell if I don't pay you tithes. So it don't make sense to me, because I'm still giving you this money for the building fund and the paint still chipping off the wall. So none of that makes sense to me. So I don't push that kind of religion. I never push that on my children. I push fear of God. I push that I believe in God, and but I've never pushed that organized religion, because I know I still had questions that nobody can answer, because whenever I had a question, they tell me I can't question God, and I'm wrong, and I'm going to go to hell. So I let it go. But once you're in my position and our position where we've learned that, I think it's never too late to start, right? I think it's at this time you can start pouring that into the younger generations, like my children and their children and your nieces and nephews in the neighborhood, if they'll listen. And then maybe that will trend, because they're not going to learn it in school. I learned financial literacy as an adult when I realized I was tired of being broke and started trying to figure out what I need to do to be better. No one taught me in school. My parents didn't teach me. My family members didn't teach me. So, I mean, we kind of have to go from that. And I think now we are pushing more financial literacy, but some of these young people are just hard-headed and they don't listen. And that's going to be the difficulty. It's like a circle of struggle. It goes on and on and on.
yeah, you made a good point, Devin, about the empty cup and then pouring it out and ain't nothing there. And I would say I get that. That is financial. But you got to understand that religion part, that's watered down Kool-Aid too. And I'm going to say this in 10 seconds. For all you Bible thumpers, y'all need to go reread Malachi 3 because them preachers been lying to y'all. If y'all go back to read Malachi 2 and 1, that joker was talking about the priest and how the priest were robbing God from his tithe and offering. But the priests have changed it and said they put that on the people and said, y'all robbing them. Be not fooled. It was taught to them from an oppressive man. So it was just it just traditionally just handed down, and the oppression has now been given to the people. That's why it doesn't make sense to everybody, because they tried to change the narrative from talking to the preacher instead of talking to the people. All right, that's the lesson in 20 seconds.
I love it.
So they hit y'all with that switcheroo. Sorry.
Yeah.
That's why it don't make no sense to y'all. That's why the people that ain't paying tithes still looking better than y'all that are.
Uh-oh.
I said it.
Well, you stepped on something in.
And I ain't even made dinner yet. So they all right. They lucky. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are at the best part of the show. Black, holler at him for a second. What do you got? Batman hit that dog.
Oh, boy. Okay.
Yes, sir. Well, I want everybody to wake up because Batman hit the dog.
Okay.
The new Batman movie that has come out, it's been long awaited for, with Robert Pattinson taking over the role. And in the movie, you've got the character of Selena Kyle being played by a black woman, Catwoman. And there's one line in the movie where she talks about privileged white people. And that one line has caused many to walk out of this movie because they're saying Batman is too woke for them. Now, what does it mean to be woke? So I had to look up the definition. This is an English adjective. You know, it's a racial alerting to racial prejudice and discrimination that originated in African-American vernacular beginning in the 2010s, and it came to encompass a broader awareness of social inequalities such as sexism, and has also been used as a shorthand for left-wing ideas involving identity politics and social justice and talking about white privilege. Now, there's an old saying, you know, when somebody says something and it just hits home, you know, with these nerds who've been waiting with anticipation about a new Batman character. Now, I'm from New York City, you know, and up north, you know, we have a saying called "If the shoe fits, wear it." But I've been living down south for the better part of 30 years, and there's a saying, a hit dog gonna holler. So now the fact that those are walking out over one expression in which even the critics are saying the line she quoted, it fit within the narrative of the movie. What does that tell you? That white privilege is real. And with that shoe fits, wear it. And so we know how white people feel about dog. They will put you in jail for hurting a dog long before hurting a human being. And so the fact that this was quoted in a major blockbuster movie, Marvel movie, you know, this is where you guys have to wear this. And so if that's what being woke is going to do to you guys, I say to this panel, I say to all of us watching, let's keep them woke. Let's keep waking them up. Because if what we're saying is going to make them holler like that, we're going to keep hitting them where it hurts.
Thank you, sir. I just want to tell you that's DC, ain't Marvel.
DC.
That's DC. So did you see the movie?
I have not seen it yet.
Oh, okay. All right. I ain't seen it either. I don't know.
I'm waiting for it to come to streaming.
Yeah, we're going to talk about AMC raising the price.
I saw that. Yeah.
That's why I ain't going.
Yeah, that's right. So they said for the first 8 days they're gonna hit you boys pretty hard with that money. So
I wasn't going anyway, but I definitely ain't going now.
Right. I gotta say that for that extra gas. I gotta get to the store.
Hello.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's been a fantastic week. Good to see you guys. Oh, what's up, Dad? Good to see you. Hit that dog. Look at him. He said,
what's up there? What's up there, Daddy Haynes? How you doing?
Hit that dog, man. Yes, sir. Man, it's been a fantastic show. Ladies and gentlemen, I thank y'all so much for being on and sharing your position with these people. It has made my life a little bit better, and I hate that I have to leave here in a few minutes because get back to reality. I told y'all I ain't feeling it right now, but it is what it is, man. So thank y'all so much. Y'all, final thoughts, sir, Kendrick, Mr. Henderson. What is your final thoughts, sir?
Well, our loyal and faithful viewers, Double D, I'm sorry, D to the second power, and Brother LB, Brother Black, they didn't make it another show. We made it 20 minutes in, I think, and both of them was cursing like drunken sailors. So we'll try again next Monday. Y'all be here 8 o'clock. Yeah, we'll try again next Monday with them too. But I just want to say real quick, I just want to give a shout out and a rest in power to Buffalo Butt Bookman from Good Times. If you didn't know that Johnny Brown one of the most memorable characters from Good Times, passed away last week at the age of 84 years young. And I think there's only a few of them left from that Good Times original cast now. Most of them have passed on. But, you know, and tying this kind of into financial literacy, Good Times is one of them shows where they could never seem to get their finances right.
Yes,
you know, just thinking about that. So I just want to say rest in peace to Bookman. He was a well-rounded actor. He did some stuff on Broadway that I did not know. So he wasn't just Bookman on Good Times. So that's my final thoughts. Rest in peace to another one of our own. Continue to rest in power, Johnny Brown.
Yeah. Man had a widow's peak too. I didn't even know that. I'm like, a widow's peak on his head, but
okay.
I don't know. It's just weird. I didn't know that. But all right, Black, what you got, man? Final thought.
My final thoughts is kind of from where you begin the show. This is just so refreshing for me to, again, like you, Brother Brenton, you know, to be able to come to a safe space and environment and to be able to talk about a broad range of topics in a way that is entertaining, at the same time refreshing for my soul, you know, replenishes my intellect. And so, although it's entertainment, I hope that we're sharing a little bit, you know, of life and, you know, lessons with you guys. Because for me personally, like you, I haven't eaten dinner yet, and I'm full. You know.
Man. Yeah, that's what's up.
Appreciate it, lady, ma'am. Thank you so much. Enjoy that digging in people business, man. And I'm gonna send you a couple names, see if you can find out.
I also want to say rest in heaven to Booger. You know what I'm saying? That's one that I've loved. You know, you can't. There'll never be another one of those. And as far as I just want to speak on this bad hair, quote unquote, bad hair bill. Once again, she can go to hell. But number two, ladies, I just want you to know that I love women with like your natural hair, and if it's like pretty and you're actually combing it and stuff like that. But I also want you to realize that no bill is going to prevent someone from discriminating against you. And I just need you to know that the world is crooked, and there's a lot of people in this world. If you walk in there with a straight fro, they're still going to make you feel a certain way about it. I try to tell this to young people in my life that I don't care what they say people can't discriminate against you for, they can. So just always keep that in mind when you walk in. Maybe you want to, I hate to say this, straighten it or put it back in a ponytail, at least for the interview. Then once you get in there, you can act a fool or wait 90 days and then you pull out the Florida Evans on them. But wait a few days, and because people will discriminate against you regardless of what some bill says.
I mean, you can just tell them you're a recovering cancer patient. I mean, whatever. Okay, maybe that's bad. I'm sorry. Okay. I had a long day, y'all. I'm sorry. That didn't sound right. All right. It is okay.
Y'all forgive him.
Yeah, please. Yeah, that was bad. I'm sorry. I can hear him now. I can see the comments coming through the doggone messenger here in a minute. All right, I apologize. There it is. I said it. All right, ma'am, could you slide them over to the right for me, please? Thank you. I appreciate it. So listen, y'all, I have a question for you beautiful people. Have you ever heard the term, you wouldn't know a good thing even if it slaps you in the face? Have you ever heard that before?
Yes. Yes.
Now, have y'all experienced something like that before? Like to have that moment come to you where you don't know a good thing until it slap you, even if it slapped you in the face.
No, it ain't never slapped me in the face.
Okay, well, that's good. I'm glad to hear that. Well, let's take a look at this video.
There's a woman behind the bench who was hit with that ball. She appears to be none the worse for the wear, but
damn.
That's why stay off those cell phones. Pay attention.
Can I leave y'all with a perspective? I just want to tell y'all something. Is it really a good thing if you really get hit in the face with it?
Yeah.
I don't really think so.
Oh.
You know,
Tristan Thompson. Ask Tristan Thompson, he would know.
I'm not touching that. I'm not hitting that dog for nothing. I'm just saying, listen, it may not really be a good thing if it actually hits you in the face. So let's just take that perspective to the bank, right? So next time somebody tell you that, just tell them, well, it ain't good no way if I get hit in the face with it.
Yeah.
Y'all, it's been a great day. I'll see y'all on Monday. That's Kenny, that's Black, and that's Devin, and we'll see y'all on Monday. Peace.
Deuces. Peace.